Hey there, tomato heads. Lauren here, Mrs. Tomato Head. Happy Monday. It is Monday, March 18th, 2024. And I'm here. Most normal people do like one video that like unveils all of their tomato varieties for the year. I'm not like normal people. So this is part 3 of my 2024 tomato grow list. I like to bring these live to you because I just love to celebrate tomato varieties with all of you live and to ooh and ah and have these aha moments. Plus, and I shared this with part 1 and part 2 that when I put it out there, out into the tomato verse, you all, my tomato loving community, my tomato heads, it makes me commit. It makes me commit to these varieties. So I'm happy to have you all here. If it is your first time watching, welcome. I'm known as Mrs. Tomato Head. I have a YouTube channel, which you may be watching on. It's Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. I live in rural New Jersey on the west on the western side of New Jersey, on the Pennsylvania border, out in farm country. Yes, there is farm country in New Jersey. Also run a great group on Facebook called Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. I bet a bunch of you are watching from in there too. There's our group. If you are on YouTube and not a member of our group, it's not like any other Facebook groups that you may possibly be used to. We are a true tomato collective, which means we're not just about swapping seeds, although we do swap a number of seeds. And everybody's so gracious and sharing in our group. But we also have a lot of resources. We have breeder resource sheets. So, for instance, if you're looking for all the varieties of Tom Wagner or Bill Yoder or Anna Jankowski, otherwise known as Kazula or Jarson, my personal favorite, you can find those in our group. We are working on them all the time. I run this wonderful group with Jen Joy, who you may know from YouTube, and Kina Tonarud. The three of us are the three amigas when it comes to the tomato world, and it's a real privilege to run that group with them. I also like coming to you live because I love interacting with all of you, like this. Hi, Jerry. Hello from the hills of West Virginia. Please feel free to comment as we go along. Any random comment, as long as it's pertaining to the episode, the group, tomatoes, whatever. I'm seeing a lot of people enter already with hashtag tomato. If it's your first time watching, I do give seeds away at the end of the broadcast. And all you have to do is type in some time during the show today, hashtag tomato. And then at the end, I have a giveaway tool that will randomly draw names. If you're watching from inside the Facebook group, I know that this can be repetitive, gang, and I apologize, but sometimes I just want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to join in. If you're watching from inside the group, we are a private group, TLC is, and I use a platform called StreamYard, which means that if you want to be if you want your name to show up, just like Patricia Hernandez here. Hello, Patricia. If you want your name and profile photo to show up, and if you'd like to be eligible to win a prize, you must grant StreamYard permission. And the way to do that is to go to streamyard.com/Facebook. Do I have a banner here? Actually, I can put it right in the comments, maybe. Sometimes it lets me, sometimes it doesn't. Let me put in the comments. And you just need to grant StreamYard permission. There's the link. Hopefully that shows up in the Facebook group. You're going to get a screen that looks like this. Just hit that blue button that says let StreamYard see your Facebook Live comments. And you're good to go. If you're watching from the YouTube channel, you don't need to worry about that because that's a public channel. If you have trouble signing in, just watch from my YouTube channel and I can get you the link to that live stream also. For those of you in the Facebook group, here's the link to my stream, my Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head viewing of this show. All right. Anything else I need to clear up? We've done, I think, part 1, we did 16 episodes. 16 varieties, rather. part 2 last week. I think it was last Thursday. I believe I did another 18. Today, if I'm not mistaken, we have another 16. Why does it take so long to do these? I don't know. Because I'm a tomato head through and through, and I can't just like skim through the varieties. I've got to talk about them. So that's the scoop. But happy to have you all here. I last time on part 2, I kind of skimmed. You know what? I can still do this. I was going to say I skimmed through what we've talked about so far. Maybe I can do this without actually talking about them. I'll do a really quick skim because it's like 34 varieties at this point, right? Yeah. So here's what we've done so far. Let me see if I can keep my mouth shut. Hang on. These are so far my 2024 picks. Some good stuff in here. Let's see if I gotta clear where I stopped. Hang on. Oh, we got good stuff to show you today. I'm so excited about. Okay. There was one that I didn't get the slide up in time, but I did get that up. Look, Nano's Meatball Dwarf has like taken our group by storm since I talked about this one. Let me just, all right, I know I said I wasn't going to talk, but let me just tell you about this one. The seeds came from Secret Seed Cartel. They said the size of the tomatoes for a dwarf plant is amazing. It was our favorite tomato of 2023. Seriously, the best dwarf we have grown to date is what Secret Seed Cartel said. So ever since then, everybody's like, where can I get Nano's Meatball Dwarf? Sure is a great looking variety that I know I'm growing and glad you guys are too. Okay, enough about that. Boop, boop. Oh, this one too. But this one. As you can see, there's, all right, this is the slide I didn't have up last time for Nostrano Grasso, which is an Italian variety. All right, so let me get some comments here before we dive in. D, do I have a total number of varieties I'm planting this season? D, I like your profile photo, by the way. Love it. You're beautiful. Good question. This all depends on Mr. Tomato Head. So I've been dropping hints about a new raised bed. And he actually said yes. He seemed conducive for a while. Now he's actually saying yes. Right now, I think I'm up to 150, which sounds exciting and great. And it is. I think I actually want to try to scale it down a little bit, which for Mrs. Tomato Head, that is big news. Only because I know last year, I think I did somewhere between 130 and 150 when all is said and done. Saving seeds and all of that, I got a bit overwhelmed towards the end of the season. We'll see. We'll see. As I'm whittling this down to be able to present these to you guys, I'd like to say that I'm trimming things out, but I'm not. I'm not. So right now, that's like my cutoff. We'll see. Do not, my tomato head friends, please do not let me go beyond 150 varieties, please. I'm going to hold you to that. Yeah, it's just a bit much. And like I said, I like to focus on each variety as a whole and not just, I'm a sucker for the history and the breeder name and all that stuff. And I really want to give each tomato its due. So that's the goal. But maybe if I can whittle it down to 140, that would be awesome sauce. Missy, you've got me. Does that include micro dwarfs? It does not include micro dwarfs, Missy. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. No. Last year I grew last year is when I started my micro dwarf tomato project. For those of you that haven't known me all that long or haven't been in the group for that long of a period of time, I set out actually it was 2 summers ago. That's when I first started growing micro dwarfs, and I grew Orange Hat, which is a tragically awful micro dwarf in my opinion. I grew Vilma and Aztec. I think those 3. Vilma's still my number 1 reigning favorite variety. In fact, I have one plant that's still alive from August 2022, believe it or not. Anyway, so I didn't realize at the time just how many micros there were. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to grow all the micros and I'm going to educate people about them on my YouTube channel. I'm going to save seeds and share them and all of that. And it sounded completely reasonable when I thought there were 30 varieties of micro dwarf tomatoes. There are not 30 varieties of micro dwarf tomatoes. There are, gosh, I don't want to pull up my spreadsheet because I don't want to have internet issues. We've had a little bit the past couple shows. There are several hundred. I want to say I'm closing in on 300. Do I have 300 yet? I'm not sure. There's a lot. So last year I grew 150 micros in addition to like the 150 regular tomatoes, which was insanity. I'm not growing that many this year. I still have started probably 35. Yeah. So no, I don't include that in my total. That's yeah, I'm a bit crazy. Melly Kurt, I said I would do less than last year. It was 45 last year, and I'm already over that. Yeah, I know. If I'd like to say I'm not responsible. I know I'm responsible. Sorry about that. Sherva, we'll come to New Jersey and take your extra so you don't go over 150. Well, I will hold you to that because I do grow a lot of extra for friends and family. I'm also physically incapable of like snipping the extra seedling that pops up when you plant 2 seeds. Can't do it. So I give away a lot of plants. Deb says 150 is a nice number. It is nice and round. It's yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know that I can really go be, underneath that. There's just too many awesome sauce varieties. There just are. They're just every time I'm on a new vendor or get, do a good trade, people like you, Deb, I'm like, oh, I have to grow this year because I only have a certain amount of seasons left in me. I talk as if I'm like 100 and I must grow them all. And it's for the sake of the greater tomato good that I save these varieties and save the seeds. What did Cynthia Floyd last week said? Save the tomato. That's going to be our group bumper sticker. Save the tomato. Brian, 150, hold Lauren accountable per her request. Got it. Did I actually say that, Brian? All right. I'll let you hold me to it. Luke's here. Hi, Luke. Hey, everybody. Olivia's here. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Sniper Cat. Hello from sunny Oregon. Glad to see you all here. I saw Cheryl Wilson in here somewhere. Hey, Cheryl. Saying hi to everybody. Nice to see you. Donna. Finally, I'm able to watch a live. Been too busy lately with life to have time to watch YouTube videos. Well, I'm so glad you're here, Donna. Happy part 3. And if you haven't caught part 1 and 2 yet, you want to because I've been unveiling some really great varieties. Let me see if I have any comments. Luke says, brave decision. 150. You go, Lauren, except micro. Yeah, except micro. D, thanks for correcting me. On my own spreadsheet, right? There's about 350 listed on the spreadsheet. On my own spreadsheet, I don't quite have the 350 myself personally, but she's talking about, I mentioned earlier that we have a lot of resources in the group, and I've put together a micro/mini dwarf spreadsheet of all the varieties that I'm aware of. And I swear I have like 30 more to add to it that I just haven't. I don't have all of those on the spreadsheet, but I've got close. So if you say there's 350 on there, I probably have 300 of those. Yeah. And I'm growing. I started some really exciting varieties. And then I've got a whole basement full that some need to be reviewed. Some are just about ripening. So I'm counting on those ripening so I can review them, get rid of them, and then make room for regular indeterminate tomatoes. Let's see. Hello from chilly New Jersey. Is it chilly out today? I haven't even been outside. Chai Sweets. What is the single ingredient we can add to soil to improve taste of micro dwarfs? I've only tasted Orange Hat and Tommy Toe. Well, part of that is part of, I think, the issues. Orange Hat I think is pretty awful. And unfortunately, it's a lot of people's first foray into microdwarfs because Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds sells it. That's the only microdwarf they sell. It's really cute. It's really pretty. It tastes yucky. I haven't grown Tommy Toe. I don't know that there's officially a microdwarf. It might be a mini dwarf, which means under 24 inches. No matter what you add to the soil of Orange Hat, it will not improve the flavor. You need to pick better varieties. And if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, I do a lot of microdwarf reviews. Just last week, at the end of last week, I reviewed Jewel Beetle, which is the new one from Bunny Hop Seeds. That was really good. Off the top of my head, my favorites are Vilma. Candy Berry was great. Deco Tomate is a new favorite that I've grown. Tiny Totem is great. So it's really in choosing the varieties. If you're in the group, make sure you go to our spreadsheet, and I do ratings on them as well. But as far as adding things to the soil, I do like Neptune's Harvest crab and lobster shell to add calcium. I'm also a big fan of mycorrhizal fungi. And I love, for potting soil, I love Fox Farm Ocean Forest soil. And that has worm castings, it has kelp meal, it has bat guano, it's got all the good stuff. So honestly, with the soil itself, that's really all you need. But if I'm up potting anyway, I'll add a little sprinkle of that crab and lobster shell, and I'll sprinkle a little bit of that mycorrhizal fungi on the roots. If you're just joining us, make sure you type in #tomato because I do a live drawing at the end of every episode. I'm going to give away a couple of seeds today. I will give it away to 5 lucky winners. If you're still waiting for prizes from me, I'm getting to it. Also have a ton of prizes that I am responsible for giving away. Kina and Jen also gave away a ton last week for our 3,000th member celebration, which was so much fun. But I have a whole bunch just myself. So, if you have won something and you're really counting on it for this growing season, please feel free to private message me and just give me a nudge. Otherwise, I'm just doing them in order. I still had some trades that I have to do as well. So I promise you I will get to them. But yeah, I don't want to hold anybody back. If you're really chomping at the bit for a particular variety, I can bump you up or at least send out that one variety to you. Otherwise, I might be 2 weeks behind. Honestly, depends on how much time I have. Depends on how many of these live videos I do, which take up some time. But they're just so fun. I can't stop myself. Okay, shall we get going to some tomatoes? Yeah. Glad you're all here. Oh, Kathy Woodworth's here, just wrapping up work. Fine, we'll be able to watch shortly from the computer. Awesome. Oh, Linda's here, my Depeche Mode angel. Can you put mycorrhizal mushroom stuff on the very small seedlings when you up pot them? I do. It depends on how small you're talking, though, Linda. Like, I don't have any. I mean, as long as we're not talking this big, if it's up potting, I absolutely do. In fact, I have a video on up potting microdwarf tomato seedlings on my YouTube channel. If you look, and I believe I use mycorrhizal fungi. I almost always use it. Discovered it last year. It's basically mushroom compost. Mycorrhizal fungi is so great for root development. Made a huge difference in both my micros and all my tomatoes last year. So it's fantastic. Yeah, I just wouldn't put it on tiny stuff. I think, in fact, Fox Farm Ocean Forest has mycorrhizal fungi as one of the ingredients in it also. If you use that for starts, I know not a lot of people use that for starts like I do, but I do. Cynthia, you don't need to stop. All right. If you say so, I will not. Cheryl says, let's go. All right, let's do this thing. So if you've grown any of these and want to, let me know what you thought of it, I would love that. Let's go. Number 1. This is from Russia. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I will guess it. Pomyadi Korneva. And this photo and information's from Tomato Faifu, which is a vendor that I got a lot of my seeds from this year from Belgium. here's the information I know. Excuse me. And I do the best I can with information. I do put in time to research varieties. Sometimes I just can't find anything. I do go through like Google Translate and try to translate the variety back and forth. So I really do my best. Um, if you know that I'm saying something not pronunciation, that's going to be incorrect almost all the time. But if you know I have like a breeder incorrect or an origin, I would appreciate you letting me know, because that information is important to me. So, what do we know about this one? It's a Russian heirloom from the collection of Tamara Yashenko. The translation from Russian is In Memory of Korneve. It was featured in the 2007 Seed Savers Yearbook. And it says large pink beefsteak like fruit weighing from 400 grams to 1 kilo, variable and irregular in shape, usually slightly flattened with more or less pronounced ribbing at the top, and rounded or even curved shoulders for larger sizes. Fleshy, dense beef, exceptional flavor. I say this all the time, but in case it's your first time watching, there's a few keywords that will get me every time. Exceptional flavor is one of them. In fact, when I go on Tomato FIFO, which is tomatofifou.com, if I go on there, sometimes I will, in the search bar, rather than like search a breeder or a variety name, I'll put in the keyword exceptional, and it will give me a list of like everything that they claim has exceptional flavor. And I'll be like, in cart, in cart, in cart. This was one of those. Exceptional flavor. Wide growing plant with dense dark green foliage and indeterminate growth. Very good production in the second half of the season. Good uniformity of fruit size, only large ones. Looks gorgeous. I love really dark colored fruits. For those of you that have watched me for a while, you also know that I am in a forever seeking a red tomato that has that loud flavor that I like. Last year, Sweet Scarlet Dwarf was the best red tomato I've had. That was really good. Other than that, we've grown a lot, and they're okay. They're good. I wouldn't say they're bad. I just haven't had anything that makes me go boom, you know? So you will find a lot of those on my list. I am not giving up on them. In fact, many of you, I get so many messages from so many of you guys that say, "Hey, have you tried this one?" And I take that into account. I do. So this one just looked and sounded really good. That exceptional flavor got me. Um, so yeah, Pamyati Korneva from Russia. Hi, Karen. Glad you're here. Missed my notification. We'll catch up on the earlier part tonight. Well, the good news is this is the very first new tomato, that I've introduced, because I'm a little bit of a chatty Cathy when it comes to tomatoes rather. Hi, Kenneth. Glad you're here. Yeah, Cheryl's got my back. This is the first variety. Cynthia says, if it says exceptional flavor, gotta have it. Absolutely. Dana, what do I use to stake our tomatoes? Several different things depending on where it is. Last year, we started investing in something called Texas tomato cages. I wonder if I can pull that up here. These things are in our main in-ground bed. Rob has, what do they call them? T-posts, very long T-posts that he doesn't weld them to each other, but we use those in our in-ground bed. And then he built 2 more raised beds last year, with a third to come. And so, is the website down? For what if I could at least pull up the picture? Oh, here we go. These Texas tomato cages are incredible. I'll show you why in a minute. Here we go. Texas tomato cages. Can I blow that up? See these things? They're 24 inches in diameter. Well, the large ones are, or 20 inches in diameter. They're 6 feet tall, and you can get 2-foot extensions on top of them. Wish I could get a bigger picture. Yeah, I can't, but hopefully you can get the idea. Let me get rid of me for a minute so you can see. They fold flat. They're awesome. So this isn't your Home Depot, Lowe's tomato cages. These are solid. They're galvanized steel, made in the United States. I doubt they ship out of the United States, but I could be wrong. You can check. But the website is tomatocage.com. They are not inexpensive, but I think Mr. Tomato Head did get some more for what? His birthday? And he may get more for Father's Day. We'll see. Oh, Jamie's here. Hey, Jamie. I love Texas tomato cages, folding flat. I know they are so solid. And last year we really kind of had to play favorites. Like I think we had 4 to 6, and we're like, ooh, which plants deserve these babies? It's like we had to choose our favorites, like picking your favorite child, truly. So he got 6 more for his birthday, maybe 4 to 6 more for Father's Day. Maybe I get some more for Mother's Day. They're really like they will last a long time as far as I can tell. They're great. Malachi Jen's here. Those Texas tomatoes cages are so great, worth the money. I agree. Let me put I'll put the banner or the website in the banner too. What was it? tomatocage.com. They do have a Facebook page. I don't know how often they update it. Yeah, it's tomatocage.com. Those that don't have Texas tomato cages or in the in-ground bed, Mr. Tomato Head Rob is his name. He's very creative. He's an engineer. Need I say more? So he's very creative. We may start with one of those cheapo tomato cages, but then he rigs things up, and there's a lot of string involved. We like the gardening, the flexible Velcro gardening stuff, and he's creative with T-posts and things like that. But the goal is to get a whole bunch more of those Texas tomato cages. Where are we at? Kathy says, I use anything that will give support. T-post, rebar, been known to use a bed rail, side even, anything strong. LOL, redneck country gardening. I love it. I'm with you. Redneck tomato gardening. My girlfriend, excuse me, from high school, we still live in the area. She has a farm. She uses wood pallets, and she takes 2 wood pallets and makes them into like a teepee, and she has them go up there. She's used them for years. Such a great idea if you have wooden pallets, but you really can use a lot. I'd like to say I have a garden that has like the arch with the cattle panels and all of that. I don't. You'll see when I do live gardening tours during the season. You will see. I would love those cattle panels, but we need a special situation for it. And right now this works for us. Texas tomato cages all the way. Hi, Maria. Glad you're here. Never heard of them before. Sounds like a great idea. Yes, I would recommend, unless it's a dwarf, I would recommend, I mentioned that they come 6 feet tall and either 20 or 24 inches in diameter. Spring for the extra extension, the extra 2-foot extension. It will seem at the time when you're getting it that you may not need it, but we used all of them last year. Well, all 6 of them that we got. They're well worth the extra money. Cynthia, I use cattle panels, stakes, and metal. Yeah, whatever works, right? Whatever works. All right, let's get back to some tomatoes. What's next? Oh, I see what's next. I'm cheating. This is a newer one for me to my consciousness, and super excited about it. Oops, what happened? There it is. Erox Blush. Look at this. Look at this. Erox Blush. Don't know anything about this. I got my seeds from tomatoeden.net. She's in Latvia. I'm not saying that they're from Latvia because I did check another site about it. Sadovaya Shelka.ru, a Russian site, and they said it's a new product received from Latvia. So I don't know if that means they like received it from a friend or even Tomato Eden in Latvia, or if it originates in Latvia. I could not find out anything else. What I do know, it gets to be 1.8 meters tall. It's a mid-season variety with beautiful heart-shaped fruits in bicolors. Fruit weight is 100 to 450 grams. The higher, the larger. I guess that means the the taller the plant, the larger the fruits. I'm not sure that it works that way, but um, Tomato Eden says one of the most delicious tomatoes. Those are those keywords I was talking about. Bam. Awesome. Um, that other site that I was mentioning says very tasty, sweet. They also claim it's very tall. This variety is new and may split. I don't know. This is a combination of photos. The one on the right is from Tomato Eden. The other two are from this other site. You can see the watermark. Although if I can barely see it, you can barely see it. SADOVAYAPCHELKA.RU, Russian site. Those are their photos. Look at that interior. Wow, 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 wow. And look at them on the plant. Incredible. Oh, Malachite Jen, she's my tomato twin. I got Erox blush seeds too. I really wanted to plant them, but they didn't make it to my grow list. Can't wait to hear what you think. The struggle's real, my friend. I hear you. This one, yeah, this one really never made it to my on the fence. This one, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, I have to grow this. I agree. It is gorge. I love the shape. Interesting. Excuse me. It really is interesting seeing pictures from different vendors. Like these three, the two, the middle and the one on the left are from that one vendor. The other one's from Tomato Eden. I like in my spreadsheet saving photos from multiple vendors just to kind of give me an idea of what it could possibly look like. I don't know, like, if this is a new variety. It says it's a new product, so I'm guessing it is. Don't know how stable it is, but like I've shared in the past, if it's unstable or unstable rather, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to grow it out and see what we get. Hey, Jerry. Wow, that looks awesome. I know. The one on the left, can you just taste that? I want to roll around and take a bath in it, like in a lot of them, and then eat my way. Yeah, that's a little gross, but you know what I'm saying? I want to like instead of bobbing for apples, I want to bob for Erox blush. Kenneth, Erox blush looks interesting. Yeah, I agree. Both the color and the shape look really, really interesting. Um, Missy, a little grossed out by that. Yeah, instead of taking a bath, let's just say bobbing for Erox blush. Here in the United States, during Halloween, they do bobbing for apples. I'd much rather do bobbing for love apples, aka tomatoes. Yeah, so that's Erox blush. I think that's all the information I have on that. Okay, this next one, where did I share this recently? I gave away seeds. I've shared it twice, I believe. One was in a couple months ago. I did an unboxing from Tomato Faifu, which is that vendor from Belgium that I've referred to many times. It's where I got Krimsky Malahit and that Pomyadi, what was it, Pomyadi Corneva that I talked about a while back. So this variety was featured in that video. I also shared it. I believe I got some from Shamrock Seed Swap, maybe, and I pulled up a photo. I know I gave some seeds away, and I do have. Do I? Yes, I do. I do have seeds I can give away for this today as well. So, if you haven't put in hashtag tomato, just like this, hi Amanda, in the comments, make sure you enter. I'll draw 5 winners, and you get your choice of things, including this next one. Not Erox blush. I don't have it. Oh wait, yes I do. Do I? No, not of this one. Wah, wah, sorry, but I've got some good ones. This one, Indice Fleisch. My apologies to all German-speaking friends out there. It's from Germany. From Tomato Faifu says it's highlighted by Professor Klapprat. Not really sure what that means, but I found that on 2 sites. Tomato Fest also says that same thing. I assume that PROF means professor, but I could be wrong about that also. Look at the color on this. Deep, almost a purple. It's from Germany. This Prof. Claprot obtained the seed of a friend of the XRDA. Not sure what that is, to be honest with you. Fruit of 180 to 400 grams of the beefsteak type, round shape, slightly flattened with more or less marked coastal in the upper part. Bouquets of 4 to 5 fruits. Epidermis with a dark pink variable color, purple black that can be more or less dark with green shoulders. Fleshy and very beefy flesh, exceptional, gentle, and sweet flavor, raised with a touch of acidity. There's that exceptional word again. Sold. Plant with average development, regular foliage, indefinite growth. Says Tomato Fest says it was first offered in Seed Savers in 1992 yearbook by Curtis D. Choplin of South Carolina. Exotic flattened fruit, purple, brown, chocolate color, green shoulders, good flavors, and plentiful yield, rare seeds. Not sure that it's really also rare because I found this at multiple places, but I think it looks incredible. Oh, we've got a winner here. Deb, not really. Grew Indisch Fleisch last season. Tasty and great producer all season. All right, Deb, moment of truth here. Worth growing? I didn't realize you grew this. You know me. You know my taste. Is this worth keeping in the 150? Or would you say it could be a pass? I trust your opinion. Karen says, Indisch Fleisch looks so beautiful. I agree. Look at that color. Look at that color. Jerry says, wow, again, that's got to be a great one. All right, Deb. Waiting for your answer. Riverdale Gardens. Hello, glad you're here. Wow, I know. It looks fantastic. Linda, kiddie pool full of tomatoes. Yeah, it almost seems like a waste to bathe in it, but I will bury my face in it. Yeah, I'll wait to hear from you on that one, Deb. To me, it looks great, but I do trust your opinion because I'd rather hear. Oh, all right, here we go. Yes, average size. Truthfully, it is like many others of same size color. Okay. I may have to think on that one. Yeah, it looks great. It really looks great. And everything I read, I mean, that exceptional flavor. Does it have loud flavor? Let's rephrase it. Does it have the loud flavor I love? All right. Maybe she just answered that already. But I'm really looking to, like, if I can whittle down, and I should whittle down, I would be willing to, but I don't want to whittle down anything that's going to be exceptional. Aha. It was good, but not super loud flavor. All right, I'm going to take that into account as I'm narrowing down my list. Regardless of whether it truly makes the list this year. Well, I kind of said if I put it out here, I'm growing it, but I'll have to think. Whatever, this looks like an outstanding variety. I think I might still grow it. We'll see. Okay, next up. Ancient Heart of Ravenna, or Cor Antico di Ravenna from Italy. These are pictures from two different sites. The one on the right is from Secret Seed Cartel, which is where I got my seeds. The other one is from, I believe, a Russian site. This is an old Russian heirloom. This was, if you know Alex from the Lucky Garden channel on YouTube, he was a guest on my Tomato Talk live show with Jen Joy. And when was he a guest? Was it January? I think it was January. It was January. He had like I think it was top 10 video of his favorite varieties of last year. This was one of them. In fact, another one on my list tonight is from that list as well. So this is from Italy. Like I said, one of Lucky Garden's favorites of 2023. I mentioned I think it was in part 2 last week on Thursday of my 2024 grow list that Heidi Dolan says that Secret Seed Cartel, she said that they're very particular about the varieties that they sell, and they won't sell anything that they don't find exceptional. So I really appreciate that about them. And I got a lot of seeds from them this year. this came from there. And it says, according to them, it says, this beautiful tomato comes to us from the city of Ravenna in northern Italy, specifically the Italian province of Emilia-Romagna. This is a diverse region of seaside towns, historic cities, and incredible Italian gastronomy. This old Italian heirloom is a beautiful chocolatey brown, pear-shaped tomato. No cracking or splitting on this one. Very meaty, intense, smoky flavor. Bing, 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 bing. Intense. That's code for loud flavor. A vibrant red interior and tends to carry the green shoulder characteristics of dark purple tomatoes, kind of like Cherokee purple. Due to our heat waves, the size of ours were quite a bit smaller than what is normally seen. You should expect a larger tomato in normal weather conditions from this seed. Makes a beautiful dark sauce, but also a nice eating tomato. We would love to see this one more widely grown. Have no fear, Secret Seed Cartel, because it's going to be grown in rural New Jersey this year. Luke says, also on my list, that Ravenna. I love smoky. Me too. Me too, my friend. L. Bradley says, that looks really good. I agree. Oh, Cheryl's growing it too. Awesome sauce. I'm so glad. Cheryl, be honest. Did you get this from the Lucky Garden channel too? Oh, I think I gave you seeds, didn't I? Actually. And I think we both chose it from Lucky Garden. Am I right? I think that sounds familiar. Hey, Nicole, listening while I drive home, won't be able to chat. Well, I'm glad you're here watching with us. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Malachite Jen. We need smack your mama flavor. Yes. So Indish Fleisch may have to go. I'm not really sure. Cynthia says, I wondered at the, oops. She says, I wondered at the gentle comment. Yeah, me too. I think I missed that the first time around. 01 Woof. I want that one. Yes, I'm not sure if it's still in stock at Secret Seed Cartel, but I would check. I think it might be out of stock, but I don't want to steer you wrong. Go run, don't walk to Google this variety, because how great does that look? And like I already shared, these photos are from 2 different sites and both look amazing to me. You know, sometimes a site will have, you know, interior doesn't look quite as great. I think these look equally as great. Shannon's here. I placed my first order with Secret Seed Cartel recently. They're so wonderful. Yeah, they're based out of France, and I get it here in the United States. I want to say less than 2 weeks, very quick. And another thing I like about them, so I had a couple of varieties that I wanted to order like 2 packs of something. They condense it all into one envelope, which I really, really like. I tend to do that for giveaways and stuff. So yeah, I like that to kind of conserve plastic and all that stuff. All right. What is next? Anything else on this one? Nope, that's it. This next one, I bet some of you have grown. Grub's Mystery Green. This one looks outstanding. If you are new to my channel, my YouTube channel, or the group, you may not know that I am a sucker for green when ripe. They are my absolute favorite. My favorite tomato is called Malachite Box or Malachitavaya Shkatulka, which I have yet to add into one of these videos, and I need to because it is going to be grown this year. One of our only that we're repeating. But I'm always like anxious to get in the new ones. But anyway, it looks similar to this Malachite Box, although this has a bit of a more ochre flavor. The breeder is David Lockwood from Australia. I guess he's also known as Grub, according to one site. This says, from Tomato Faifu, they say it's an unstable variety. Yay! Resulting from a spontaneous mutation that appeared in 2005 in a plantation of Paul Robeson. Now that's a good tomato. Spontaneous mutation. This information may be outdated because if it was I don't know when this was written. Mutation appeared in 2005. You would think it's stable by now. Although I do know from Meraki Seeds from Greece, she has a variety called Grub's Mystery Not Green. And some of you may be wondering if you are shopping for seeds, you often from various vendors will see something with the big knot in there. Like there's a a micro dwarf. There's a micro dwarf called bunny hop, and then in the trading circles, there's bunny hop not. What that means is it is a mutation of that variety that's not true to type. So there's a Grubs mystery, maybe Grubs not mystery green or Grubs mystery green not, something like that. So there are obviously still mutations out there. So a mutation of Paul Robeson. Fruits weigh 200 to 300 grams, dark green with amber pink highlights. Amber pink, interesting. I love the color on those ripe ones and the interior. I mean, that bright lime neon green is fantastic. Fairly irregular shape, flattened and heavily ribbed at the shoulders, large depression at the stem attachment, trace of umbilicus in irregular circle. Flesh is beefy, green, and sweet tasting, excellent eating quality. That's what I want. I want excellent eating quality. Yes, absolutely. From another site, it says an excellent green when ripe variety turns amber when fully soft ripe. I love that. Sweet, rich, outstanding flavor. Outstanding flavor. Potato leaf. I like that too. Compact, indeterminate vines are healthy and produce early. One of the best GWR varieties. GWR, for those of you that may not know, means green when ripe. And it's more than one site that said this is one of the best green when ripe they've ever had. So I'm really looking forward to Grubs Mystery Green. Malachi Jen told me about Paul Robeson last year. Paul Robeson and GWR has to be good. I agree. D says, Grubs is on my list this year as well. Excellent. This is good tip from my friend Darla. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. I have all my windows closed, but something must be open. Darla says Secret Seed Cartel is currently out of stock on the Ravenna, the last one, but Meraki currently has it. Meraki seeds out of Greece. Meraki. Thank you, Darla. Thank you very much. I think I saw somebody say that Heirloom Seed House carries it as well here in the United States. So that's helpful to know also. All right, we've got some people that have grown grubs. Let's hear from them. Thank you, Darla. I appreciate that. Darla again. I grew grubs last year and really liked it. Productive, healthy plant and lovely flavor. Darla. You know what I like. Loud flavor. Did it have loud flavor? What's with this lovely stuff? Let's hear about it. Facebook user. If this is your comment, make sure you are signed in. If you'd like to be eligible to win prizes, because right now you're not. I grew Grubs Mystery last year. I wasn't impressed, except that it grew a giant tomato when it was about a foot tall. I couldn't bring myself to snip it off. Taste was meh, but I give almost all varieties second chances. Oh, that's disappointing. That's very disappointing. Well, I will have to take that into account, Darla. I'm curious to hear what you say. Is it loud? I mean, all these different vendors talking about exceptional flavor. I'm a bit surprised about that. And I'm picky. I'm not, I am picky. Life's too short for crappy tomatoes. So yeah, please let me know. What was I just going to do? If that was your comment, Facebook user, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. I'll put it in the chat again. Grant StreamYard permission, give them the blue button to give your okay to use your name. Hopefully it's in the comments, and you'll be eligible to win prizes. If that's not a possibility for you, you can watch this on my YouTube channel and not have to worry about any of that. So I will put it in. All right, that's the link to my YouTube channel. Jerry, y'all have turned me into a GWR lover in less than a year. My buddy Jerry. Cynthia, a lot is the soil and sun and at times when picked. So true. Absolutely true. Taste is so subjective. I'm seeing a lot of microdwarf people talking about microdwarfs lately that um, they're reviewing them, and I can tell, like, I believe in picking microdwarfs when they're like practically splitting, sometimes even splitting, really, really ripe. I think it really makes a difference as far as flavor. I see a lot of vendors posting photos of varieties that are clearly not ripe yet, and it does make such a difference. And climate and soil and amendments. I shared this, I think, both episodes last week. Last year we did mushroom compost in the topsoil. We ground that together, or tossed that together, tilled that together, whatever. Um, we had so much, a huge production of tomatoes, Cherokee purple. I'm picking like 40 plants, or 40 plants, 40 fruits in 2 days. No joke. It was insane. So it really has a lot to do with soil, amendments, climate. Totally. Great, great point. Oh, Donna, I only have room for 8 outside tomato plants. I don't know where to begin. Oh, I hear you and I feel you on that. I do. I do. Um, Anna, now that we're talking about descriptions, I always find it funny when it's obvious that the vendor didn't like a tomato, but still tries to write something nice about it. Oh my gosh, I agree. And it is so obvious. Gosh, I'm trying to think of an example, but it is so obvious where they're like, I see a lot in a lot of the, especially, like long keepers or paste tomatoes, like not good for fresh eating, but good for like dried or whatever. To me, that's code for don't eat it fresh because it stinks. um, yeah, Cheryl, if you're looking for 8, Donna, Cherokee purple, Cheryl's right. That's a classic for a reason. Me and my shadow, 1, 2, 3, 4. Last year was terrible for tomatoes, went from cold to heat wave, then rain daily, hoping for a better year this year. I'm sending good growing vibes for you this year, good climate for you this year. All right, here's Darla with Grub's Mystery Green. It was not loud, but I found it to be quite tasty, and it worked well for a sandwich with mayo. It was also very good mixed with other varieties for salads. Of course, your mileage may vary. Yeah, of course. Darla, have you grown malachite box? Just curious if you have, if you would compare it. It's the only reason why I'm regrowing it this year. We grow it every year, but we need like a baseline. That's our number one. If something's going to be close to that, we need to be able to give it a good test, side by side test. So, all right, let's go on to our next. That was Grub's Mystery Green. What is next? All right, this one you may or may not be aware of because it's a more recent variety. This one's called Magician. And this is from a breeder that I've talked about quite a bit in my other videos, Vitaly Alefirov from Kazakhstan. It's called Magician. And the Russian name, I meant to add that to the graphic also. It's, yeah, a lot of, yeah, I don't know. It translates to magician. It's a mid-season variety, indeterminate. Bush height is about 1.5 meters. Huge and long-lasting yield of delicious, aromatic, fleshy fruits, weighing 600 to 800 grams and more. And according to Domash and Pomidor.ru, one of the best and most delicious varieties. And TomatoEden.net said the same thing. TomatoEden.net does not have a photo on her site, but she does sell it. That's a vendor I like from Latvia. But Domash and Pomidor.ru did have this photo. Oh, you can kind of see it if you look closely at the graphic. You can see their watermark on this photo. To be honest with you, I would have looked at this photo and been like, yeah, okay, I'll probably pass on it. But reading from this site, and Domash and Pomidor.ru has tons of Jarsons, tons of Kazulas, Cantatis, KAS, tons of really great Eastern European varieties, lots of great tomatoes, period. For them to say one of the best and most delicious varieties, exclamation point, Exclamation point. 3 exclamation points. That sold me. That sold me. And they also say another wonderful variety from the collection of Vitaly Deniadievich Alefirov. Darla says, I have not grown malachite box. All right. Well, thanks, Darla. I'm going to still grow it, I think, and give it a shout, and I guess I'll have to see how much I need to trim and what goes, but I really, really, really appreciate everybody's feedback. Riverdale Garden says, I was listening on my way home from work as well. Home now. I can see the deliciousness better now. Yes. They say with food, if you're a foodie, and I think most of us probably are, you eat with your eyes, your smell, you eat with all of your senses, right? And while I love Tomato Eden so much, it was killing me that she did not have a photo of this. So I was very grateful to be able to find a photo. Oh, Alex is here. Hi, Alex. Glad you're here. He's telling Donna, look for a local community garden. I think that's for Donna. Glad you're here, Alex. Thank you. And I just want to say again, for those of you that are in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap and who were able to join us on Friday for our 3,000 member celebration. By the way, we're at 3,100 something now. But for those of you that donated seeds and all kinds of other things to our celebration, I could kind of cry. It was unbelievable. Kina, Jen, and I had a very long list of things that were donated by all of you. What I wasn't expecting is for live viewers, live members from during the show to be donating things right on the fly, live. Like Luke. Luke donated 5, maybe more packs of Purple Rain, RAIN, Bill Yoder's dwarf variety from his Prince collection. That's a stabilized version of dwarf purple heartthrob. And it's not easy to find right now. So that's just an example. I thought of it because of Alex, who I just showed his comment. He donated Kazulas on the fly. And so many of you I'm seeing here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, congratulations to all the winners. We will get to those seeds. I have a lot backlogged, but I promise. If you haven't heard from me too, I was getting through some of your private messages today. I don't think I've gotten through all of them yet, but I did get through most of them. So if you haven't heard from me yet, do not worry, you will. We luxuriate in tomatoes. I agree. Shannon says, great, more varieties going on my to acquire someday and try list. Yes. All right, what's next? Deb, I just saw your comment pop up. She's saying, sorry to throw down at Indish flight. You didn't at all, my friend. You did not. I think I might still grow it. You're very cute and very sweet. All right, next. It's another Quar. Like we had Quar Antico di Rivana. This is, look at this monster. Quar Antico di Aqui Terme. Let me tell you, I'm not the biggest fan of paste tomatoes yet. We grew Alpaca a couple of years ago, an heirloom red variety of paste tomato, and that was very, very good. We grow a mini dwarf called Little Napoli, which is a hybrid, and I've been dehybridizing. It's on F6 now as a micro mini dwarf that has little Romas, but big paste tomatoes, not usually the biggest fan, because I make my sauce, so to speak. I know many of you use paste tomatoes for your sauce because it has less seeds and goo and the gel, and it's very meaty. I just throw all of mine in. I make a recipe called tomato crack, which if you're in the group, it is in I think it's in our files, not yet in our guides, but I throw every variety, cherries, big ones, small ones, paste, whatever. This one sounded incredible, looked incredible. Look at the size of it compared to that person's hand. And I also told a few friends that I would start some paste tomatoes for them. This is another one from Secret Seed Cartel, that vendor who is very particular about what they choose to sell. So I take that with a lot of weight. This says from them, we received seed for this monster paste tomato from our friend Mario in Italy. The name basically translates to heirloom heart tomato of Aqui Terme. We almost didn't list this one because it's so low on seeds, but we had so many messages and requests, we have listed a very limited amount. I did check earlier, they do not have any in stock at the moment, but you may be able to find them elsewhere. Aqui Terme is a city and commune of Piedmont in northern Italy. This is way up at the top of Italy, renowned for its amaretti cookies, truffle, mushrooms, and excellent Monferrato red wines, also known for its thermal spas and springs. This is probably the largest paste tomato we have ever grown, the mother of all sauce tomatoes. Very dense meat and low on seeds. Most of ours were enormous, huge tankers. If you eat it fresh, it's very sweet. A little bit surprising as many paste tomatoes are rather mild when fresh. Makes for amazing fresh eating, and it makes a deep crimson, very rich sauce. It is a limited supply, and we use a strict seed count on this, so just an FYI. We will be keeping it in our rotation, but it could be a couple of seasons before we offer it again. Quar Antico di Aqui Terme. Guess what? I have extra seeds to give away today. If you're interested, this can be one of your choices. I do have extra seeds. I was lucky enough to get this several months ago when they still had most things in stock. So if you would like to win this, or what else have I? Indisch Fleisch is one of them. The others I haven't. Have I talked about them yet? No, I have not. So this will be one of your choices if you'd like to win. Type in #tomato. Clar Antico di Aqui Terme. Doesn't that look incredible? Oh, Luke, you grew it? Did I miss something? Says, very good aftertaste. Good to know. Hey, Swamp Bitch. Ugh, I'm late. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. Rowena's here. I have the Aqui Terme on my grow list this year. Excellent. Excellent. Cheryl, I have one bag of left of tomato crack. That's great. Many of you cooked it last season. I jar mine. It looks like this. I like to say the tagline is, it looks like hell, tastes like heaven. It's tomatoes with herbs, garlic, extra virgin olive oil that I roast low and slow in a roasting pan, like 300 degrees Fahrenheit, all day long. And it turns out to be this really like brown mahogany mush that is so concentrated tomato flavor, so sugary sweet and delicious. And I can it, but you can also freeze it like it sounds Cheryl did. So yeah, it's delicious. I will post the recipe in the group towards the end of tomato season again, but you can search it. You will find a recipe in the group. Hope, do I leave the skin on? I absolutely do. I don't take anything out. I take off the stem, of course, and the stem part, but other than that, larger tomatoes I will cut into larger chunks. Cherry tomatoes, as long as they're not huge, I just throw those in whole. But yes, I leave the skin and the seeds in, goo, all of that stuff. I leave it all on for my tomato crack recipe. I did do something a bit different this year in that it's chunky, so it's great for like base of sauce. It would be a little dry depending on how long you roast it. It might be a little bit dry to use as your primary sauce, but like mixing it with like crushed tomatoes or your other sauce, it really just has almost a tomato paste concentrated tomato flavor, but so much better. But I took the tomato crack and not pulverized. I pulverized it. I put it in a Vitamix and blended it. What's the word? Starts with a P. I made it into a thick sort of paste, and I jarred that separately, and I've used that a lot this season. Great for chilies, topping on pizza. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Oh, Cheryl, I added chili flakes. Good to know. A couple, I put in some of my chili peppers. I don't tend to grow a lot of hot peppers, but I grew big on the Italian stuff right now. The Calabrian chili Calabrian chilies. I put a couple of those little buddies in whole and just fished them out, and it gave this really nice heat to it. I called that my tomato crack zing this year. But yeah, you can add anything. I've heard some really great ideas like chili flakes, all kinds of different herbs, kind of play around with it a bit. Oh, Olivia says, I so enjoy your tomato crack. Excellent. Awesome sauce, literally. All right. This next one, I told Kina this one's going to cause some stir. Sergeant Pepper's White. Sergeant Pepper's White. I was given seeds for this by my Jarson Angel, my friend from Poland who wishes to remain anonymous. It's very, very difficult to find information on Sergeant Pepper's White. There's two photos. The one on the right are the seeds that she gave me. The one on the left is from a vendor called Illiman, Illiman. Let me see if I can find the actual link. illimangarden.hu. Yeah, I wonder if I can put this in the comments. Let's see. illimangarden.hu. All right, that's the link to the one and only place that I've found that actually has Sergeant Pepper's White, and Kina actually found it. What it says, excuse me, let's get translation here. It says the original Sergeant Pepper's further and selected cross version. We originally acquired it under the name Sergeant Pepper's Yellow, but it is strongly felt in the comparison. The color is several shades lighter, so we changed it to white. So they renamed Sergeant Pepper's Yellow because they got a mutation that was more white. However, the seeds I received, and I'll be curious to see how it grows out this year, even though she got seeds from the Sergeant Pepper's White, hers were more yellow. So we will see. What else does it say? Where's my document? The original Sergeant Pepper's is by Jason Haynes from the United States. Now, I don't know how far this cross goes to get to white, if this was from his original cross or not. It says that it is the original Sergeant Pepper's further and selected cross version. So Jason Haynes, it was a cross between OSU Blue and German Red Strawberry. So the original Sergeant Pepper's is a red heart variety like this, but with antho shoulders. Excuse me, not my thing at all. In fact, OSU Blue is really one of the most gnarly tomatoes I've ever grown, but they do use it quite a bit to get antho varieties. I shouldn't say most antho crosses. A lot of antho crosses are OSU Blue, otherwise known as P20, if you didn't know that. So will I get white? Will I get this yellow bicolor? I know Kina has seeds as well. Kina, it looks like Kina's answering some people in the chat. Came from that start, but is white. Yeah, we will see. I'm very excited to grow it. I feel very fortunate to have been given seeds from this. So we will see. Even if whatever it comes out as, whether it's white or this bicolor, the bicolor looks incredible too. So anything else? Says it's an indeterminate, grows 3 to 4 fruits per cluster. They're 250 to 500 gram fruits. Typical purple shoulders and stripes are still visible. Unfortunately, our plant was in the shade, so the strong lines are missing. The taste is finer than the original variety. It's not as sour in taste. The flavors are more characteristic. Uh-oh, Hannah, that may be one of those key things that you can tell the vendor doesn't really like it. She was talking earlier about sometimes you can tell when a breeder doesn't, or a vendor doesn't like it. The taste is finer than the original variety. It's not as sour in taste. The flavors are more characteristic. Yeah, that might be a red flag, but I'm still growing it because it's so unique. They recommend you grow it in 2 stems. Can be grown anywhere by tying up the clusters. Plant. Yeah, that next one is just a talking about the original Sergeant Pepper's. There's a whole bunch of Sergeant Pepper's. There's Sergeant Pepper's Bronze, there's Sergeant Pepper's Yellow, White, I think bicolor, and then there's other Sergeant Pascal. There's a whole bunch of different ones. So this is Sergeant Pepper White. Super, super stoked to get this one. What is next? This next one's, from what I can tell, another hard to find one. This is Wild Time Bicolor. These are varieties by Bill Jeffers from the United States. He has Wild Time. He's got Wild Time Purple. Wild Time Bicolor, I believe, is pretty hard to find. I got seeds from a trade a long time ago, and excited to grow it. I'm not normally a huge fan of yellow orange varieties, but the bicolors I can like. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But this one looks and sounds outstanding. From Tomato Faifu, they say it's a recent variety resulting from a line of pink Elgin developed by Bill Jeffers. Other lines have been Wild Time GWR, or Greenwood Ripe, and Wild Time Purple. Large beefsteak-like fruit weighing 200 to 400 grams, flattened at the poles, ribbed at the top, and with rounded shoulders. Two-tone yellow skin, veiled with red, more present on its lower half. Yellow beef flesh with red marbling in the center, dense and juicy, good flavor. Great development of the plant, dense foliage, indeterminate. Yeah, so that is Wild Time Bicolor. Hi, Lisa. Orange Hat is a vile tomato, pure swill. I'm with you, sister. Orange Hat is a vile tomato, very unfortunate for those of you taking the plunge into micro dwarfs. If you can grow another one, I would recommend it. If you're looking for another orange, I highly recommend Joe Chalos. Even Pinocchio orange is better. Don't grow Orange Hat, because you'll probably never want to grow another micro dwarf again, and that would be really unfortunate, because there's some good ones out there. Hi, Cindy. The original is beautiful. I assume you're talking about Sergeant Pepper's White. I agree. The other one's beautiful too. Be very curious to see what I get. So that's Wild Time Bicolor. Anybody else grow any of the other Wild Times or Wild Time Bicolor? If you are fortunate enough to have seeds for it. Oh, Deb's here. I got Wild Time Bicolor from Farmer Val's backyard a few months ago. Not sure she still has it in stock. That may be where I got it from, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. May have been a trade with her. It's not in her packaging, but yeah, excited for this. Oh, Kina. Valerie Smith has it or had it on her Etsy. Okay, same as Deb. So take a trip over to Farmer Val's backyard on Etsy. I did an unboxing of hers just a couple weeks ago. Great vendor on Etsy, group friend, great friend to the group. Did some donations for our 3,000 member celebration. You may be able to snag some seeds for this. And if not, I will have them at the end of the season. What else we got? All right. This one may not be a surprise if you've been following me for a little bit. Bounty Hunter Seeds is one of my favorite vendors. He also offered quite a few things to our 3,000 member celebration. And I did a grand unboxing of varieties of his 3, maybe even 4 weeks ago. And there were some awesome sauce varieties in there. I think it was in part 1 of this Toad Suck Toad is one that immediately went boom, on my grow list. This was another one, Jungle George. And guess what I have seeds to give away for? This can be an option if you would like Jungle George. Sean, this is a seed that he stabilized, or is working on stabilizing it, rather. I can share in a minute. So he's from Bounty Hunter Seeds. This is one of his exclusive varieties from the United States. And just look at this thing. Just look at it. He says, we found this tomato amongst a pack of what should have been Baracker's favorite tomatoes. Why? And then he goes into why we named the Jungle George. The reason for the name is because at the peak of the season, our garden looked like a jungle. Don't all gardens, though? I'm one of those messy jungle garden people. And I stopped pruning suckers off last year and let things bush out. And I did not. In fact, I may have noticed larger production, to be honest with you. I know Jen Joy says the same thing. Um, let's see. Garden looked like a jungle. We would always joke around and say to each other, "Hey, George, time to go to the jungle," hence the name. He writes, "Not sure of the stability." Yay! I'm all about that. A mid to late season tomato plant with regular leaf foliage, an indeterminate variety that produces these bicolor heart-shaped tomatoes. I didn't realize they were heart-shaped. I can sort of see it. They are a gorgeous green when ripe fruit with a marbling of green and pink flesh. The tomato is on the sweet side with a touch of tartness. Bountyhunterseeds.com. I'm going to put the link here. He, as far as I know, he still has them in stock. Bountyhunterseeds.com, one of my favorite vendors. That should be in the chat now. Yeah, this is another one I want to go bobbing for love apples and put my mouth around some Jungle George, just kind of like bury my head in it. It looks amazing. Diane says, just received a Sergeant Pepper's bronze from Tomato Eden. I have that one too. It looks great. That's under consideration from this year's grow list too. For sure. Kina, Jungle George, I had to buy and sow and grow it after your unboxing. I think a lot of people did. A few of you, I think, may have won it from, or one person from one of my giveaways for our 3,000 member celebration. But this is one of the options. Type in hashtag tomato if you haven't already. How many varieties we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. 6 more. Yeah, I'm a little long-winded when it comes to tomatoes. Sorry. Cindy Stone says, Bounty Hunters, so many. I know. And several that from that unboxing made it to my absolutely must-grow list this year, for sure. So this one, you have a choice of winning. So the Antico Aki Terme, Core Antico Aki Terme, you have a choice of Jungle George, Indisch Fleisch. Yeah, those are the 3 so far. And that big paste one I showed a little while ago is that Core Antico Aki Terme that I do have seeds for, and they're no longer available at Secret Seed Cartel. So make sure you type in hashtag tomato. Dee, I love your long-winded post. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really, really do. Because I look at the clock now and realize I've been on an hour and 20 minutes. The viewership is only going up. We're at 73 live viewers, which is just incredible. And that makes me feel good. I'm glad that you guys are contributing and talking with me instead of me talking at you. And I love hearing if you've grown something or not, seeing if you're excited about something, your thoughts. I love that. So thank you for saying that, Dee. I appreciate that. So that's Jungle George. And as last I checked, he still has them in stock. All right, what's next? I've already mentioned I'm not a big fan of orange tomatoes. My husband, Rob, likes them. If it's pure or my hair, I run my fingers through my hair so much, and what starts off as good ends up like not so good. But that's okay. I'm like Kramer from Seinfeld. I get all excited and make myself a mess. That's okay. It's like tomato craziness. Tomato Kramer. So like Kellogg's breakfast and stuff, they're okay. He likes them in tomato sandwiches. I'm like, the flavor's just too mild for me. Yeah, it's got they're not bad. They're just, they don't do it for me. But here's an orange variety that looks really, really good. Because it's not super, super orange. That's probably why. Orange Gabbana. This is a Tom Wagner variety from the United States. I like it because it's a more ochre or butterscotch look to it. And I'm growing several that look like this year. Butterscotch Stripes, I think, was on part 1 of this. What else has there been? There's another one coming up, actually, that has this ochre look to it. I did grow Uluru Ochre Dwarf last year. It was good. It it could have had stronger flavor for me, but it was definitely a good tomato. It was one of my earliest to fruit because I grew it. It was one of the ones I did in like a cozy coats or wall of waters. If you look back on my channel last season, if you'd like to find out more about that experiment I did about planting early tomatoes up to 2 months earlier in these wall of waters things, you can go back and check out my I think it's under tomato experiments playlist or whatever. Should be pretty easy to find. I think I only have like 50 videos up at this point, but yeah, it was a good experiment, and you could get early tomatoes if you do that. They're also really good for those in um, northern regions if you'd like to get a longer season. They're kind of season extenders. Anyway, I digress. Orange Gabbana by Tom Wagner. I got my seeds from Meraki Seeds from Greece. And she says Orange Gabbana produces flattened tomatoes around 100 to 250 grams each. The fruits have an orange ochre color with green stripes. Meaty fruits with an excellent tomato flavor, created by Tom Wagner. There's also a version of this variety called Green Gabbana. Green fruits with orange stripes, indeterminate, regular leaf, 75 to 80 days. Can talk all night about tomatoes. Hey, pull up a chair, come to the table. Let's do it. Let's talk about tomatoes all night long. Kit's here from Sweden. Where's Kit? I have whole night essay. Keep going. Oh, you have all night. Keep going. All right, I will. Except I only was able to upload a couple more to my slides, so I can't really go all night. Hey, Jennifer Bella's here. Hi, Jennifer. Glad you're here. Those of you just joining us, make sure you watch back from the beginning the recording because I've already showcased some really outstanding looking varieties. Cheryl's growing Orange Gabbana too. Exciting. Not a surprise. We tend to grow many of the same varieties, my friend. Cynthia says, oh, that looks good. More butterscotch. Yeah. Yeah. Hope says, I think I have green Gabbana. I do too. I do too. And I consider growing it. I'm growing a lot of green when ripe, which is no surprise. This one, because of the kind of ochre look to it, I thought, you know what, I'm going to grow this one this year. Oh, Sherva. I used to have Orange Gabbana on my wish list, but I got sick of no one having it. Aw. Well, I will have it now. I don't have this one to give away. Pretty sure I do not. Trying to think of where I got my seeds from. Oh, I think it was Meraki. I think it was Meraki seeds from Greece. I would check there if you're still looking to order it. Don't think I have any extra to give away. I think there's only 10 seeds per pack of that. But if you're desperate, check there or check in with me at the end of the season. Yes, I can see your comments, Hope. You are good. Jennifer, just like Elser Farmer Brown. Yeah, similar. All right. So what else on that? Nothing else. Looks like an outstanding variety. I love these are, let's see, the one on the right is a photo from Tomato Faifu. The one on the left is Meraki Seeds site. They do look quite different, don't they? There's more ribbing in the one on the left than on the one on the right. But boy, that inside looks just delicious. Perfectly ripe. It looks just so, so good. Oh, you're always taking care of me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Little promo as Mrs. Tomato Head is focused on the tomatoes and doesn't remind everyone, help her channel grow. Thank you so much. You are right. I tend to not. Yeah, I would appreciate it if you could like this if you're watching from the YouTube channel. And if you subscribe to my channel, it does help. Once I hit 1,000 members, I actually get some more benefits. I think you make a nominal amount of money, but I get more things I can do with my channel. I can post like links, embed links and stuff in there. So yeah, I would love to get 1,000, and I'm inching up. I think I've gotten 100 new members over the past couple of weeks just from you guys doing these unboxings, unveilings, and also I did my seed starting video has gotten a ton of watches. So thank you, me and my shadow. I appreciate that very, very much. Oh, Lisa, Vilma's also my favorite micro. Yeah. I love it. I love it. So, so good. And Waiting until it's really, really ripe makes all the difference in the world. I don't know if more comments help or not, but I always like, thank you. Thank you. Watching from inside the group, it won't show up on the YouTube channel. Um, so, well, yeah, it doesn't actually help with the YouTube channel, but Cynthia, please don't even worry about that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, Watching from the YouTube channel gets me like something completely different, but like I love having people watch from in the group. I know it's very convenient that way. Also, if you want to win something and are watching on the YouTube channel, you need to have a YouTube, you need to be logged into YouTube. So there's that whole thing too. But do not worry about it. I'm just happy to have you here, Cynthia. Kina, I have one called Green Gabbana Orange Danish Selection. Interesting. I'm assuming that's a Tom Wagner also. Danish selection, haven't grown it yet. But of course you do, Kina. But of course you do. Kina and I are like, we're tomato sisters too, as far as unique and rare varieties. We're always on the hunt. We're like, they talk about men being hunter gatherers. Not in the case of tomatoes. Kina and I are hunter gatherers, right, my friend? All right, what is next? Okay. I said I wasn't going to do many long keepers this year, but I keep getting ones that are super rare, super like I'm doing long keepers. I'm also like obsessed with growing rare Italian varieties because we went to Italy in the fall. Dream come true trip for Mr. Tomato Head and I. This is another one that I recently got just last week. I've been waiting a long time for it. So much for not growing a lot of long keepers. This one's called Pitutello di Pacheco, and it is from Italy. It is part of the slow food arc of taste. What that means is I shared another variety in, I forget if it was part 1 or part 2. Banyal Bufar is a variety from Spain, a long keeper winter storage variety from Spain. I've been waiting a long time for. Was able to get it from Great Lakes Staple Seed Company, and they are registered with the Slow Food Arc of Taste. What that association organization does is it brings attention and education to varieties that are slowly being lost, that are regional to some small villages and things like that. So I highly respect this organization, and this is another variety that is part of that. Pitutello di Pacheco. It's a great winter storage tomato. If you go, there isn't much. Actually, I don't think they even have a photo on the Great Lakes Staple Seed Company website. But if you go to Slow Food Art of Taste or just Google this name, it's Pomodoro Pitutello di Pacheco. Pomodoro just means tomato. So it's a great winter storage tomato. It has graced Italian tables for over a century. Round red fruits with their classic pizzo are typically dry farmed, meaty and flavorful. Harvest the trusses when the majority of the fruits are red and hang in a cool, dry location for enjoyment late into winter. Indeterminate. I have extra seeds to give away for Pitutello di Pacheco. Long keeper. So if you would like to have this as an option, giving away again to 5 people, some of the varieties I've talked about today, make sure you are signed in. Looks like everybody so far that's commenting at this point, everybody I can see that's commenting is signed in. So I think you're good. I want you to be able to win these seeds. And our long keeper obsession in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap is due to this woman. Oh, Kit, you're growing this one for the grow outs? I didn't know that. Kit from Sweden is Kina's mom. For those of you that don't know, that may not be in the group that are watching from my YouTube channel, Kina is on the moderator team with Jen, Joy, and myself. We're like the 3 amigas of tomatoes. Kit is her mom. She's from Sweden. Kina's in Norway. Kit is from Sweden. She posted a video back in September showing her is it a sunroom area, Kit? Showing these gorgeous tomatoes hanging. And we were all like, wait, stop the presses. What is this? We need to find out more. Many of you are familiar with Pianolo del Vesuvio or Burpee's Longkeeper, Kenneth's Pianolo. Those are really well. No, there's another one. Oh gosh, Grappoli di Inverno is another one. Grappoli di Inverno is another one that's very well known. So we've become obsessed with these long keepers. They, depending on the variety, they are often stored through the winter. I did a fantastic interview back in January with Evan from Heirloom Seed House, all about lawn keepers. He showed us varieties. This was back in January. He showed us varieties that were months and months and months old, different varieties. He's got a great selection on his website, heirloomseedhouse.com or portlandseedhouse.com, same thing. And he cut into them. He's got great varieties. I also like Happy Cat Farm, and this Great Lakes Stable Seed Company has a lot. I also shared some last week that I got from Italy. That's from seedhunters.com. They took a long time to get here from Italy, but I did get them. Meraki Seeds, how can I forget them? They have a lot of lawn keepers. And tomatoeden.net, they have a lot of lawn keepers. Also, if you're in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap, right here on Facebook, if you're not, you want to join us, we have a great time. We're all tomato heads just like this. If you go into our guides, I've created a guide for all the lawn keepers that I'm aware of. I add them there. I also have some regional ones I was given from a member in Spain that you won't find any information on, that I'm growing at least one of those. But so if you'd like to win this particular variety, did I say, I didn't even tell you anything about it other than it's from Italy and that it's from Slow Food Arc of Taste. Affectionately known as Pizza Pack or Pomodoro Pizzatello di Pacheco. It's graced the tables of Pacheco, Italy for over a century. Yeah, I guess I did read this already. They have a characteristic pizzo look to them, which means pointy nipple tip, which is very common of a lot of like the Pianolo or Longkeeper varieties. Meaty and flavorful, harvest the trusses. Yeah, I read that already. Also great for saucing, passata, which is a Spanish thing they make with spreading tomato, garlic, oil on bread, and fresh eating. Fresh eating, when you hear a lawn keeper say it's good for fresh eating, you know it's good. So that is Pizzatello di Pacheco. All right, how many we got here, Lauren? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, I am long-winded today. Let's get going, shall we? This next one's an experimental variety, which I'm a sucker for. Big Festival Tulip Green. These I got from Tomato Eden. She has several tulip varieties. She's got green tulip varieties. This is Big Festival Tulip Green. So the only information I have is from her site because I believe it might be experimental through her, but I could be wrong. Extraordinary beauty. The bush looks impressively strewn with fruits of extraordinary beauty. They can be of various shapes, so it's not stable. The inside is tricolored with a marble color. Tasty, juicy. Fruit weight is 290 to 420 grams. Interesting. Not sure if you're talking about this one or the last one, but both are interesting. I agree with you. Olivia says, so beautiful. I agree. I love the outside, the inside. It does look like marble, and then it goes straight through to the inside, kind of green, red striping. I love that it says the fruits are different sizes and shapes. I love that. So that's really all I know about Big Festival Tulip Green. But if you go on tomatoeden.net, you will find a lot of tulips. I've got a lot of green tulips, but the Big Festival Tulip Green, I'm contemplating another one, but I think I may just stick with this one. Fantastic. All right. That was a fast one. This one, gosh, I wouldn't even know how to pronounce it. Bogatyr Ilyusha from Russia. These seeds I got from Lux Tomatoes from Latvia. Could not find what this translates to. If anybody speaks Russian, I did try Google Translate. I couldn't find more than I believe one of these words means um, like a king of some kind, I think. And I believe this is part of a series. I just found that out. Um, Tomato Faifu has one of them. An early ripening variety. This is according to a site called pomidorki.com.ua. An early ripening variety with large, incredibly beautiful plants, recommended for greenhouses and open ground. Plants are 1.7 to 1.9 meters high. Fruits weigh 180 to 250 grams. Dense, resistant to cracking. The tomatoes are juicy, meaty, and have a pleasant tomato taste with fruity notes. They are great in salads and great for sandwiches and cooking. The variety is resistant to fusarium wilt. Productivity is high, up to 8 kilograms per bush. Ask my coworker tomorrow. Yeah, I'd be curious. I'd searched and searched, and I didn't come up with anything further translated than this. Satya, I know, looks delish, right? Gosh, Lux Tomatoes has fantastic pictures. Dee, let me add this to my list. Run, don't walk to get this one. Looks outstanding. I agree. What was that tulip one? Let me go back. Big Festival Tulip Green. Big Festival Tulip Green and Bogatyr Ilyusha, which I believe is from Russia. The name is Russian, so I assume it's from Russia. Don't know a breed or anything other than that. Hope says those look very dark. They do. The darker the better for me, that's for sure. Let's see, anything else on this one? Nope, I don't think so. I got seeds from Lux Tomatoes in Latvia, but the site I took the information from, she didn't have any other information on her site about this other than the photos, so I got this from pomidorki, dorki.com.ua. This next one is another one that is going along with kind of the butterscotch ochre theme for me this year. And it's another Jarson. I haven't mentioned any other Jarson so far this one, for part 3, I should say. I've had many in my previous part 1 and part 2. This is Jarson 13 Ochre Pear. Look at this. Look at this. This has a pear/tulip look to it. The cross is persimmon and malachite box. Anything with malachite boxes, the cross is getting an instant bid. Talk about March Madness, getting bids to go to the big dance, as we call it, in NCAA basketball, college basketball, which I think that was just announced yesterday. Jarson 13 Ochre Pear gets an automatic bid. This has been on my must-grow list for months. This is another one that was on Lucky Gardens' top 10 of last year, if I'm not mistaken. That and the Cor Antico di Ravenna were both in the same episode. Looking similar as far as shape, definitely different as far as color. So yes, persimmon and Malachita Vayashkatulka or malachite box are the two crosses. There are other versions of Jarson 13, like with most other Jarsons. There are some that look more orange. This one, I obtained these seeds from tomatoeden.net. She's got a wonderful selection of Jarsons, and I cannot wait to grow this. Oh, that's amazing. Want. Not sure which one you're talking about, Kit. If it's the last one, that one, or this one. But I will have seeds for both at the end of the season. But I don't know if I put this up already. Darla Bogatyr looks so good. I agree. Cheryl says, I got this on my want list. How have I not given you seeds for this, my friend? That's a shame. Cynthia says, gotta be delicious. I agree. I know, Malachite Jen. How did a pear shape come from those two parents? Tomato genetics are fascinating. Agree. Because there's no pear in either one of those. So they are fascinating. I agree. Kit says Jarson 13. Well, my friend, I will have seeds. Kina might be growing it. Kina, are you still awake out there? think this might be on your grow list. I know she had to cut out a lot of Jarsons from her grow list this year just because we both have so many. We were given so many by our Jarson angel. And we kind of defaulted to a lot of the ones that aren't readily available at places like Tomato Eden, because we know many of you were able to order them. So this may not have made the final cut. For me, it's got to be a must for this year, simply because of the look and my malachite crosses. I'm a malachite girl through and through. I'm still stuck on Bogatir. It looks, I'm assuming Amazing was coming after that. I'm not really sure. Go to Lux Tomatoes, Lux Tomatoes is where I found that in Lafayette. You may be able to find it here in the United States. I'm not really sure. I found information. Where did I find it? Pomodorki.com.ua. But if you Google the name, I'm sure both of those will come up. I can put in, I think Lux Tomatoes was a .com. I'm going to put this in the comments. Try that. She doesn't have a lot of information, but I believe she still has them in stock on the variety for Bogatir, Ilyusha. Miss Alex M., I started gardening because of tomatoes, but I've never heard of all these beauties. I hope that you're in our group. And if not, I'm just really grateful that you're a subscriber to my channel and are able to enjoy these, my unboxings, my unveilings of varieties. I love showcasing varieties that we've never heard of, and some that we have heard of for sure. But I'm really glad you're here, Miss Alex M. Sorry to be a tomato enabler. And Riverdale Garden says that is so unique. I must have. Yeah. Well, I will be so curious. Oh, Miss Alex M, I would love to be in the group. Well, let me tell you. Go to, maybe I can put the link. Can I put the link? I meant to put it in the chat. Let me see if I can pull up the Facebook group without causing too much of a stir here. And as far as my internet connection, I'm going to put the link. Actually, it's in the show note. It's in the show notes already, because I always put that in the show notes. But let me put it in the comments. Please join. We would love to have you. You will be with your people, my friend. We are tomato heads through and through. That is so unique. I must have. I agree. Jennifer says that is lovely. I agree. Gotta get them all, says Kenneth. Me too. Me too. All right. We only have one more. We ready for the last one? I realize that I don't have any Kazula, or I haven't mentioned any Kazulas yet. I don't think. And I'm growing a number of them. Some that are only F2s that I'm growing out a few plants, along with my friend Heidi Dolan. Also others that our Jarson Angel gave me seeds for that are an F2 that I'm excited to grow out. This one just looks so me. Kazula 72. What? Look at the inside and outside of this beautiful tomato. This is a cross between Israeli striped and big zebra. Look at the colors of this. OMG. Outstanding. This write-up is from Meraki Seeds. I think that's where I got seeds for this, but it could have been from a trade. Also, could have been from my Jarson Angel. The photo is definite. Actually, I don't think the photo is from Meraki. I could be wrong on that. But she has them in stock. Kazula 72 produces oblate beefsteak type tomatoes, around 200 to 400 grams each. Multicolored fruits in green, amber, beige with a pink blush. Balanced sweet and fruity tomato flavor with a hint of citrus. This is an indeterminate vining variety of tomato growing to about 200 centimeters in height. Spread some widthwise depending on how much of the suckers are pruned. Blah, blah, blah. The Kazula varieties are similar in a way to the Jarson varieties that I love so much, in that they are all numbered. The breeder of Kazulas is a female breeder from Poland. Her name is Anna Jankowski, and she has several hundred different varieties of Kazulas. Now that I'm saying this, it's sounding familiar. I think maybe I did mention another Kazula in another part 1 or part 2. whatever the case, in case you didn't watch those, this is Kazula 72, which just looks and sounds incredible. I have many, many Kazulas. Really excited. She uses outstanding crosses also, and so I'm definitely defaulting to more Jarsons for reasons of pure obsession and love and respect for Jarson from Poland. But I'm growing a lot of Kazulas as well. Um, Satya, I know, right? Oh my God, the goo. I know it's all about the goo and the seeds for me too. I Many people like the meatier ones without the seeds and goo. I'm just the opposite. For me, I feel the flavors all in the seeds and goo. I love it. Olivia, I agree. Looks like the gel is flowing out like thick honey. I know. I know. Kit, oh my God, that looks stunning. Kazula 72. Deb, mind blown. Kazula 72. I know. I know. Um, Gosh, we're getting a lot of love for Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. Best Facebook group ever. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Olivia. I agree. The best. Thank you guys so, so much. Don't sell yourselves short. You all are part of what makes it so amazing. It really is. We have the most wonderful climate of generosity. We are completely 100% drama free. Had a little bit of a hiccup due to that purple tomato debacle a couple weeks ago, but that's over and done with. We are drama free. And we're all about just sharing, educating the newcomer to tomatoes. And nobody talks down to anybody as if we know a lot about tomatoes and you don't. I will be the first to admit I'm an avid grower of 30 years, but I'm still a hot mess and forever lifelong learner, lifelong learner. So, yeah, that's what we're all about. So please join us if you're not a member. Frame it, then get it in my belly. I love it. I love it. Hope says I have a Kazula 72 that is red in and out. We'll have to do trade for these. Yeah, the Kazulas aren't, they have a lot of different versions also. You will often see things like, like Jarson 13/2, like version 2. Kazula has the same thing. So they're a bit of a hot mess themselves, but a beautiful, beautiful hot mess that I'm happy to be a part of. Oh, L. Bradley says, I'm a newcomer and everyone has been incredibly kind. That makes me want to cry and makes me want to give kudos to all of you who are members because that's what we're all about. I'm so glad you're finding that, L. Bradley. So, so glad. Keena, Jen, and I work really hard to steer the ship, but it's really about the members who share their seeds, their knowledge, their photos, their epic fails, and personal victories. I love that so much. Okay, I'm going to quickly just spin through just these 16 and let you know what I have to give away as far as seeds. All right, that was from last week. Don't have those. All right, here's what. Do I have this one? No, I do not. All right, number 1 was Pomyadi Corneva. 2 was Erox Blush. Indisch Fleisch, which I do have seeds for, so this can be one of your choices. Cor Antico di Ravenna, or Ancient Heart of Ravenna. I do have these to give away. I didn't write this down. Yes, this can be one of your choices. Cor Antico. Some of these I only have 1 pack to give away, so you want to private message me quickly, and if I get a bunch at the same time, I'm going to give it to the how you were drawn as far as the random name, but definitely first come, first serve. So I have seeds for this for at least 1 person. Grubs Mystery Green, I do not have seeds for. So this was number 4. Magician, don't have extra seeds. Cor Antico di Aqui Terme, I do have seeds for this. This is the one that has very few seeds. Secret Seed Cartel, they're out of stock. So this is an option that you can do a drawing for today. Sergeant Pepper's White, do not have seeds for this. Wild Time Bicolor, do not have seeds. Jungle George, do have 1 pack to give away. Orange Gabbana, don't have seeds for this. Pitutello di Pacheco, I do have 1 pack of these. Big Festival Tulip Green, I didn't say this, but I do have one pack. 5 seeds, by the way, 5 seeds to give away. Do have one of these I can give away. Bogatiri Lucia. I don't have these, unfortunately. Don't have Jarson 13 Ochre Pear to give away, or Kazula 72. So that's everything we went through today. Hope you all enjoyed those. Let's give away some prizes. Oh, wait, let's see. Terry, Crafty Teeth 333, kind of newcomer, also learning a lot. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. All right, hopefully everybody put in hashtag tomato. If not, your last chance really quickly while I pull up the screen. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Ah, Riverdale Gardens, you just got it in. Nice, nice. Okay, I'm going to do 5 drawings. If you win, please private message me if you're in the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group and not only a subscriber to my YouTube channel, because I am very grateful that you are, you can email me at this email address. All right, let's do 5. Number 1. Am I showing this? Thank you all so much for joining me. You make it so much fun. Alex Vassis. Congratulations, Alex. That's number 1. You're in the group. You can private message me, Alex. Number 2. And if you are owed prizes from our 3,000 member celebration, I will just tag this on. Diane Pleachduck. Congratulations, Diane. Please email me or private message me with what you would like. Next one. Gosh, we've got 80 live viewers now. This is awesome sauce. Absolutely incredible. Kim Wallace. Congratulations, Kim. Number 4. Two more. Maria de la Garza Burt. Congratulations, Maria. Let's write this down. And last but not least, Shannon McNulty. Congratulations, everyone. So either email me or private message me, please, and we'll work out. I'm running a few weeks behind on these, but again, if any of these you're dying to get in the ground for this year and time's a ticking, just add that in the email or the private message, and I'm sure I can work something out for you. Make you cut a little bit ahead. So yeah, so how many do I have left? A lot. Shall I do another one tomorrow? I do have a dentist appointment in the morning. I'm thinking I may be under Novocaine, but by the afternoon, I might be able to talk. And even if I can't talk, it'll be funny. You can watch me dribble water out of my mouth, right? But I will intend on doing another one tomorrow. And we'll see what else we got. We got to get through this list eventually. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Everybody saying, yes, we'll do another one tomorrow. Oh, Jen, you came in literally at the last second, my friend. I'm glad you're here, though. My partner, Tomato Talk Live, Jen Joy. You guys probably know, Jennifer, I know, LOL. I'm like an insane person with these varieties, right? Tomato Talk Live, April 5th. We've got Craig LaHoulier of the Dwarf Tomato Project as our guest. Be there, be square. And Luke says, yes, yay, we'll do another one tomorrow. Okay, I'll let you know the time. I know we did an hour later today than usual, but try to go back to the 4 p.m. Eastern. But if looks like we had the same amount of members joining us live today. We had about 80, which was the same as the other time. Although I do like to make it as conducive to those of you overseas as possible. And I know we're pushing it. Literally going to the dentist. Woohoo. Yeah. Jen. Yeah. Jen, I'm going to be going to my dentist tomorrow, doing some dribble with Novocaine. Olivia, yes, do another one. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. If you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do, Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. and join the group, Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. We would love to have you. You will find your tribe for sure. Tomato heads through and through. Peace, love, get your gratitude on. Oh, this was recorded, by the way. If you missed any of it, you can go back and watch it. Also, watch part 2 and part 1 from last week. Peace, love, get your gratitude on, and go grow tomatoes. Until tomorrow, gang. Bye.